Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting moment of investment education. I am Abayomi Obabuludo. We've got a lot to do on this program today. Please call a friend, call a family member, let them tune in to this platform right now. And let me also quickly say this, that all that we'll be doing now will capture and then reuse on the radio Monday, Tuesday, and if possible, Wednesday of the following week. And also you will have the opportunity to listen and watch over and over again. And what we're going to be doing today, you actually need to revisit, because there is not a platform, either on television or radio, even online, that is going to be doing what we are going to be showing you today. How do I mean? This is the end of the third quarter earnings report as far as the Nigerian equity market is concerned. And so today we are going to be doing a comprehensive analysis within the time available, actually, of virtually all the companies that had released their third quarter earnings to the market, particularly in the course of last week. And what we're going to be doing, for example, is to make comparative analysis such that we'll be properly guided. Nobody does that better than us, because our name is Stocks Watch. We are selling to you what we have gathered over the past 30 years. As experiences, for example, we collated all the bank stocks together, and we are going to be comparing their results. We are going to be seeing the star among them. Okay, and then we put all the manufacturers together, and that includes Feasting, Guinness, Nigerian breweries, and all the rest of them. Nestle, and then you're going to be seeing the one that is doing better, the one that is commanding high price and yet low earnings relative to the price. Is just too fantastic. Okay, even if you're an analyst, you must have formed your opinion. Apparently, you have seen some of these results, but when you compare what you have already known with what we're going to be doing, it makes decision-making process a lot better. Okay, so let me quickly go on a short break. When I return, it will be a session between Aruna Kebira and myself. Don't change this channel.
The extra diamond extra pass me this December like this. Access Bank won't drop millionaire for this diamond extra mega draw from 6th of December until Christmas Day. One person go to win 1 million naira every day. On the 25th of December, one person go win 10 million naira, and another person go win salary for life. Salary for life means the Access Bank will pay you 100,000 every month for 20 years. You don't believe it? Race go open diamond extra account with 5,000 naira, then increase them until you reach 50,000 naira. You will get diamond extra account already. Just summer your account till you reach 50,000 naira. That means you don't carry leg enter the diamond extra mega draw. The more 50,000 naira where you laugh enter the account, the more ticket you get. If you need more information, just visit www. That's it. Access more than banking.
Welcome back. Please join me in welcoming my only guest for today, Aruna Kebira. Aruna Kebira is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Global View Capital Limited, member Nigerian Stock Exchange. Aruna.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
So, and I have always said, so you don't limit all that we do to this platform. You can actually call Aruna any time of the day. I'm very sure he's going to be attending to you. Malam Garba Korfi told us actually last week that he would not be available for this presentation. According to him, he has lost a brother of his, and he will need to travel to at least commiserate with the rest of the family. We wish him well as he returns back to Lagos in the course of this week. You can also call him as far as the market is concerned. Meanwhile, if you are interested in joining our association, I'm the one leading it, of course, with other people, Association of Avid Shareholders. Avid Shareholders is a different association, different from what others have been doing. Please go on your Facebook and search for Avid Shareholders. Join there. Right, we are also using other platforms to gather momentum People have been asking when are we going to be having our first meeting. Don't worry, we're going to be doing that very soon when I'm satisfied with the number of people that we've been able to co-opt into this association. It's going to change the way things are being done in the market. Glory be to God. Now we go straight to business arena. Our friend UK retires as the group managing director, FBNH. The board of FBN Holdings PLC has announced that Mr. UK MFR, member Federal Republic, is poised to retire as group managing director following the successful completion of his two-term tenure. He had earlier tendered a notice of retirement on August 10, 2021. His retirement takes effect at the end of the current financial year on December 31st, 2021. But please, I need to reiterate this fact that the exit in the retirement of Mr. UK has not got anything to do, so to speak, with the hula baloo, the controversy of who is buying out, who is the largest or the majority shareholder as individual, as corporate. It's got nothing to do with that. You see, the common rule in First Bank is that as a managing director, you have 2 terms of 3 years each, right? But if the board so prevails and you are interested, you could actually still stay, depending on the dictate of the board. But for most managing directors, except maybe for 1 or 2, right, that I know personally, they actually opted out after the completion of their terms. So in the case of Mr. Shola Adedutan and Shubo, the deputy managing director, Mr. Shola Adedutan, the managing director of the bank, and his deputy Shubo, right, they accepted the third term tenure as dictated, as probably offered by the board. But in the case of Mr. UK, he chose to take a bow, and I think it is the best for you to take a bow when the ovation is at the loudest level. So we say happy retirement in advance to Mr. UK. He's actually a good man. Aruna, I put the first question to you. Why do you think the board didn't prevail on Mr. UK? They should have prevailed. That's my opinion.
I think you have just even explained that there are even instances where they prevail and the person they are prevailing on choose to buy out.
Yes, this will not be the first.
I think he has served meritoriously, and we have seen what he has done in the bank, and I believe that he also believes that he has other endeavors to embark on, and he has to leave the bank.
And I put this also to you, Aruna. Mr. UK is someone that I followed First Bank very critically, very closely, or FBNH, the group. I follow them very critically. The one thing that I respect about Mr. UK is that 1 or 2 times that we had the opportunity of interviewing him, this man never looked at any record. It's like he has everything going on in that financial institution. And he said, he will give you figures offhand without looking at anything. You see, so managing directors will ask for script in advance. In his own case, he never asked for anything. And I just got there. Whatever question I put to him, he answered me straight from his head. This is a man also that is actually working about towards the recovery of some of the bad debts. And we have seen this at this point playing out well for the institution. Where do you see First Bank or the group with the exit of Mr. UK?
No, I think he has laid down the processes and the procedure. The only thing that the person that is coming as far as his feet is big enough for the shoulder is leaving behind. I don't think that First Bank or BNH will look back, because all he has done, like you have said, that we are even beginning to see the result of his work is to just to fall into place and to take First Bank to the next level that even he, the UK, has also always wished.
And I'm very sure if I had put this question directly to Mr. UK himself, he would have told me that whatever he achieved was actually teamwork, and that he did not do it all alone, and that he worked within a team to achieve that much. And I know he will tell me that definitely, as long as a better part of the team will still be remaining, Nnamdi Okonkwo, the man that has been appointed now by the board to resume 1st of January 2022, will have solid team to work with. But let me put it to you. Now, Nnamdi Okonkwo, one will have expected somebody from within, because that is what we often seen as a tradition. For example, Mr. UKK himself, actually, if I'm not mistaken, will have worked like 5 years or so within the group before he became the group managing director. Shola Adenutan, the managing director of the bank, was actually executive executive director in charge of finance before he became the managing director, right? So why do you think the bank decided to?
Don't you think that they wanted to allow the dust to settle, that what we have seen in the LBNH group recently, and somebody would have just said, hey, why don't we even bring somebody from outside who has not adapted to the culture that we have here, somebody who's going to look at it from different perspectives. Let there be fresh breath into our operation. Yes, it's going to adhere to some of the rules, but I believe that is becoming in with its own mindset. I think that somebody would just let's have a fresh idea.
All right. Much talk about that. We still have a lot to talk about: the exit, the extension of tenure, and all those about First Bank, the shareholding structure, the registrar that was moved from First Registrars to Meristem, and all those. We still have a lot, but we've got a lot to do on the program this half hour that we just need to move forward for now. Access Bank PLC announcing that they are signing of their African Bank Corporation Zambia Limited and Access Bank Zambia Limited. They say upon completion, Access Bank Zambia Limited will have over 70 branches and agencies, approximately $1 billion in total assets, and over 300,000 customers in Zambia. I don't know, looking more into this transaction, more so that the merger is not going to attract additional financial input from Access Bank. They have already spent the money. They are only consummating the seemingly existing relationship. We are talking about merger that will increase the bank's asset in that country to $1 billion. Where is Access headed? It seems there's no stopping this bank.
There's no stopping the bank. I think if you look at their, one of the things is that all this will trickle down to their books. If you look at their book, I think they are poised to consolidate their position as a first-tier bank. I believe their desire to be the first bank in Nigeria, I think, is becoming to give direction to fruition. If you look at their Q2, from 450 billion to an excess of 690 billion turnover, and you know that the growth in turnover simply means that you are growing your market share, and from any per share of 2 naira to 3 naira. And by the time we see the likes of GT, JITCO, and Zenith at 3 naira any per share, we're seeing their prices 18 naira, 20 naira. So it means that access is moving, is gearing up to break that 10 naira band.
That is just the next question I'm going to be putting to you, Aruna. How long will it take you guys in the market and the market generally to actually allow all this that we see and hear about Access Bank to be imputed and to impact the price?
I think it will not be further than this Q4. At worst, the first quarter of 2022, because like I said, if you see the growth is tremendous. It at least has entered into the big league. I think it's tried to tell everybody that look, what we have been doing is consolidating the dust is settling down. And it's showing in our books. I believe by the time we enter 5 naira, this is just Q3, we are still 3 naira. By the time it's 4 naira, 5 naira, I don't think we can see where we are.
In other words, Access Bank is not necessarily good for short-term investment, but for
long-term, especially when they are doing a beginning to show in their books.
Okay, let us look at what the market did in the month of October 2021, today being the last day of the month, and the last trading session actually was 29th of October, which was last Friday, right? In all the platforms, no one reviews the stock market on monthly basis as we do. You can do growth in indexes like NGS Osha Index or the market capitalization. No one does the volume, the deals, the value. We are the only organization, except the NGX itself releases such information. We lead. Others are trying to copy. Now, looking at the month of October, it was indeed good for the market. All the indicators came out in the green substantially. NGX is ASI. Usher index was up 4.52%. Market capitalization 4.69%. Volume 35.01%. Deals is 8.63%. Value 70.26%. All right, but now 70% growth in value. This, to me, right, suggests that much money entered the market in the month of October. Now, if you agree, I will ask you, what was the channel, what stocks, what industry?
You know, even when we are saying that look at quarter two and prorate what quarter three will likely do, and that is exactly what I believe that a lot of people have done. We saw the hit in Total Energies. You see where it moved from, and it's crossing over 200 naira. We saw the move in Guinness. The highest Guinness has done before was 36 naira, has broken that, it's now 36.30. We saw that move on Friday in Wema Bank. We saw the same move in Okomo Oil. You know, here we were projecting 10 naira cover for the any per share of Okomo. We actually did over 12 naira. So the price went as far as 135. So it is all through it was actually not concentrated on one industry or one sector. It was oil and gas, it was agriculture, even the banks. And look, we saw also a move in ICO because of the 12 for 9 bonus that they gave. So I think it was across board. With cuties because the qualification days is around the corner
FBNH.
For the 15 kobo and the bonus, and the FBN now a lot of
Let
people.
me stop you there. Now we go straight to highest gainer in the course of October. You see, people, I was in the University of Ibadan just Friday talking with a session of medical students there, and one of the questions that were put to me was that people are complaining that the market is down and that they have not been able to recoup their investment. And I asked the young girl, what market are you talking about? Apparently some people are still trying to come out from the shock of 2008, whereas the market has forgotten that, right? Maybe the market doesn't forget, but the market has moved on from there. So in the course of the month of October alone, university price was up 76.42%. ETI, we said it here that equity was actually underpriced. The price was up 64.81%. Champion Breweries, we knew why the price was up 43.54%. FBNH 37.67%. That was even capturing not the highest level it got to in the course of the month. Okay, but like that, as you can see, the first 10 we tried as much as possible to capture. You will see that on the screen. So how do I put it to you? Well, the reason why FBNH grew, we know. The reason why Champion Breweries grew, we know. The reason why Cuties grew, we know. The reason why Cordville grew, we know. What was behind University Press?
You know, one of the things that I see that in the market, when you perform, the market compensates. When the stock perform, market compensates. UPL rose from a loss of 21 kobo to a profit of 57 kobo. That is 102% growth. Even at the price of 150 when the result was released, its earnings was 38%. Even at the current with a P ratio of 2.6%. That is tremendous. So there's no way the market will look at this. I think that's exactly what's happening in the stock.
But let's look at this set of equities. We know that Champion Breweries ultimately will be delisting. Cordville ultimately will be delisting. Are they still viable?
For me, I believe that as far as Cordville has not touched that 5 naira, I think, 50 kobo. I think it closed there for the 4 kobo on Friday. I think it's still viable because it has already done 48 kobo and come back and close at 44 kobo. And they just released their results, I think, after market on Friday, which that's not reflected in their price. I believe this result, this is their quarter 3 result they have released. We have to take that. We take that stock to 50 kobo, and the whether they are going to delist or not, I don't think that the company has actually not communicated with the market of the decision.
All right, but ETI is like the market is now seeing the values we have always seen.
I have said because the market is looking at the book. ETI have 302% growth in this quarter too, at the price of 50 naira and with an earnings growth of 29%. Even at that, the current price at it is earnings is 19.5%. Like I said, any stock that is doing over 10% is good for any portfolio.
Right, when we get to analysis of third quarter reports, you're going to see a lot, and I will ask you the number of such equities that you've got in your portfolio, but we look at those equities that really didn't do so much well. But generally, looking at losers for the month of October, well, while growth was significant, losses actually, as far as I'm concerned, were not that great. In the sense, but we always say, gain of gain is a gain, a loss is a loss. Regency Alliance was down 15.91% as the highest loser for the month of October, and down the line we could see Academic Press, Linkage Insurance, May and Baker. It shouldn't actually be there as far as I'm concerned. FTN, Cocoa, Morrison, BOC, Gases. Well, decline was mild, like I said. All right, is it that people just refused to release their stocks to be sold because they felt that the prices were cheap enough and that they were not just willing to sell? What would you say was responsible?
No, I think because of majority of the results that entered the market were good. Apart from this, we have seen it was generally good, and you don't change the winning formula. When you are in a position where you know that there is upward potential in the stock, you don't just exist it because you are going to pay charges. And people are still put in their positions.
I want to believe that some of them were yet to see their result. I'm yet to see the result from Regency Alliance. I'm yet to see the result from Academy. I'm yet to see the result of Linkage. May and Baker has released their result. When the market sees the result of May and Baker, it should actually go higher than this. Morrison, BOC, Gases, Learn Africa, and all these other
stuff. You could also check now that what happened here is people moving out of those positions to enter into the positions that are released their results.
Good. All right. We now begin to move to what makes us StockSwatch, what most other platforms don't do. Okay, we come to Honeywell. The company released its half year 2021 to the market. One of the very stocks or companies that are listed on the NGX that really do not have December as their year end. Okay, the indicators show that in turnover, Honeywell Flour moved by 19.32%, profit after tax, and earning per share moved by 73.04%. The earning per share moved from just 3 kobo to 4 kobo. But the price has grown to 3 naira 60 kobo via speculation. Somebody is going to do this, something is going to happen there. But at the end of the day, upon all speculation, I think the whole thing will have to be answerable to what the current figures emanating from the institution is saying. But for Honeywell, the PE ratio is not favorable at all at 80.88 at half year. Earnings yield 1.24%, profit margin 0.52%. All right, this organization, as far as this is concerned, talking about the ratio, not looking at the increase in the profit after tax or the top line, this result is not fantastic.
I think it has to do with the growth in price which was not organic. We know it was outside the formation that hit the stock and moved from 1 naira 70 kobo to over 4. I think it's trading around 360. Yep. The earnings is not commensurate to hold the price. I think that's why we are saying that.
What do you think subsequently?
I think, except the news that is around it has actually come to pass. If not, we will see it traded down.
Let me tell you what I have known in the last 30 years that I've invested, particularly in the Nigerian market and by extension the global market. In the long run, which is one of the laws of equity price movement in Abionomics, I am Abionomics, is that in the long run, the price and the earnings of any quoted company will move proportionately. That is to say, they will move together. And let me tell you this. News will come and fizzle out with time, and the price will eventually begin to perform according to the earnings in the long run. Price and earnings must move in the same direction. Whereas, in the short term, if you see the price of a stock declining and the earnings is growing, go and buy. In the long run, the market will see that earnings and they will compensate it. And when you see that the price of a stock is growing and the earning is declining, go and sell if you are holding it, because in the long run, whatever that is holding, you will release it for the earnings. Earning is the support that every organization has, because it is from the earning that dividend can be paid. Right? It is the earnings that have been acquired and kept and saved over the years that they can draw upon when there are losses and the going is not going well, and then they can pay you dividends. So earnings is very, very important. Okay. Now, despite the noise, you believe that the stock is still buyable, or what do you have to say about it?
At 360 kobo, no.
Right. Maybe someone should relax.
Yes,
except
and
maybe
watch it, let the price, get to a
okay, we
certain
go
one.
to Flour Mills, another company in that same industry, and they share the same year end. In the case of Flour Mill, the indicator is showing that turnover, that is the top line, grew by 47.23%, profit after tax grew by marginal 6%, but the earning per share was 2 naira 42 kobo. It grew to 2 naira 57 kobo. At a price of 39 naira 40 kobo, P/E ratio of 11.45 is not bad at all. As a matter of fact, it's very good for half year. If you analyze this, it will come to less than 6. Earning yield is about 8.73%. It could be better, but this one is not bad. Profit margin is relatively low. Or I don't know. From this industry, from what I can see now, it's like normally profit margin is very, very low. And that suggests that their capability to increase their price is hindered. All right.
Yeah.
So they have to, and two, the cost of pushing the products to the market and the cost of production is relatively also high. That is what this is telling us, that things are very tight. But will you recommend Flour Mills for purchase at the current price of 29?
Yeah, because this is quarter two results. I remember that they paid the 165 kobo for their year end around March 2021. But if it can even trade down lower than it, I think it will be a good buy. If you look at the indicator just for second quarter, I believe they have a chance, they have opportunity another 6 months to improve and turn their earnings around.
We come to Guinness shortly before we came on air. Arena and myself were discussing, and he was talking about how. Don't let me say what to say. So don't call me a parrot. All right. But in case of Guinness, the first quarter result came into the market heavy. The top line grew marginally, 58 point, not even marginally. It grew well, 58.1%. But the profit after tax grew substantially, 580.47%. Earning per share from negative 38 kobo to 1 naira 85 kobo. At a price of 36 naira 30 kobo, P ratio is 19.66. If this is analyzed, it's going to be giving us something in the region of 5.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, lower than 5. Earnings yield 5.09%, profit margin 8.52. So long-term hold, short-term hold.
Long-term hold. This is just quarter one. I think it has to do with it has been neglected for a while because of the losses that it has been sustaining. That is why the movement. I remember this 195 cover that I did in quarter one has been their dividend payout. So it shows that by the time they get to quarter four, they will have a robust earning that they can pay good dividend from.
Okay, that is as far as Guinness is concerned. Currently on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, what are the indicators saying? As I can see, it will relax because it has gone so high. All right, it is currently flat. Okay, for this equity to make further move, it will need to move down a little bit. Guinness has been compensated.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because the day the result was released, Guinness was 13 naira. So it has going to 20% in 2 days. And like I said, the 52-week high before was 36 naira. It's not 36 naira 30 kobo. Chances are that is why the charts are saying that.
Do you know what I'm saying here? it has made growth 1, 2, 3,
No, it's,
4,
it's 2 days.
5.
From 30 to 36, 30.
No, it made 10% growth on 29th, and then made 10% growth on 28th, was flat on 27th, and then on 25th made 1.7% growth, on 22nd made 1.0% growth, on 24th it made 0.5% growth. So in the last couple of trading sessions, it has not lost. It has made consistent gain. That is gainers for you. Okay, now Vitafoam, okay, also released the fourth quarter result, which is very fantastic by any measure, because the top line was up 50.90%, the profit after tax was 29.71%, up from 3 naira 28 kobo to 4 naira 26 kobo at a price of 18 naira 50 kobo. P ratio of 4.34 is very fantastic. Earnings yield is 23.02%, profit margin 15.06%. Right? Aside from other smaller company, I think Mocha is about the only major competitor they have. Yes, there are some other smaller industries producing the same product, but for this industry, the dominating force is Vitafoam. The result is fantastic. Haruna, do you have it in your portfolio, because you are talking about any yield of over 23% here?
Yes, I think I have Vitafoam. And what we are this 23.
Okay, will you be advising investors to buy more?
Because this is in a little while they will declare, they are going to declare their dividend for 4 naira 26 kobo. They can pay depending on the dividend policy of the company. So which means that it's not just only the NEC that I'll be looking at, is something after the performance, which is dividend.
But this equity also has really moved, and at this level where I'm seeing these indicators, I might not necessarily be saying, except if the dividend comes in and then it becomes very fantastic. Otherwise, leaving it for the market alone, this equity ought to come down 1 or 2 days before it begins to rise. Again, you have anything to say?
No, I think it's okay as far as this 1850 when there is dividend to expect at the end of the day.
Okay, we're going to be entering the portion where we analyze third quarter results. So look for a good seat and then relax. Sip your tea, and then relax your mind. Despite this time, this hour of the night. Okay, we'll go on a short break for you to relax. Well, when we return, we're going to be doing explosive analysis of latest third quarter results. I will be right back.
First Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
First Money is the best POS that we use in my area. I started with one container beside me. This is my main branch. I have up to 7 branches.
With First Money, I've been able to employ 6 staffs, which 5 are female. So I see First Money as a business to employ and also to empower ladies.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you are bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank.
Welcome back. Now, we move straight to analysis of third quarter results. So we first do the banking equities, where you will see GTCO, UBA, Union Bank, Wema, Zenith, Access, and Sterling. So you will see what we did was to capture the change in the turnover, and then the change in the profit after tax, and then the earning per share, the change in the earning per share, then the PE ratio, where we wrote PER, is actually the PE ratio. The EPS yield is the earnings yield, and then the P margin is the profit margin. Now, Aruna, the star, right, of this third quarter earnings among banks are not the big names. The stars are not the big names. The star is Wema Bank. At a price of 81 kobo, the third quarter earning of 2021 grew by 90.08%, and the profit after tax grew significantly by 135.77%. In the entire industry, no organization came near this. And then we go to the profit after tax. The profit, no, I've just talked about the profit after tax, the earning per share, which was 7 kobo, moved to 16 kobo. That is for Wema Bank, selling at 881 kobo, right? The PE ratio for the third quarter is 5.01. The earnings yield 19.96%, and then profit margin 9.88. What do you have to say about Wema Bank?
There's going to be more bull run in Wema Bank. It was when it was released on Friday, the price was 74 kobo. It went straight to 81 kobo that you are reporting, which means that from Monday we are going to see more bull runs in Wema. Chances are that we touch 1 naira.
And as I can see here, the price is actually on a bull run. Are you guys not going to be taking profit going to be taking profit after 1 or 2 days of gains in this equity, as I can see?
It depends on the objective of the person that's entered. If somebody who bought at 81 kobo on Friday, why should they be selling at 10% on Monday? And depending on what you are looking for, if 10% is one, you discover that the market will be ready to take it from you at that 10%.
You see, with these results from Wema Bank, the organization, if the board so decides, they can give you more than 10% of their current price as dividend, if they decide.
Yeah, they can.
I must confess that I tell you, if there is a managing director that we need to give kudos, is actually Mr. Adebisi. Well, I tell you, I've followed Wema Bank since 2000 actually, from one managing director to other, from Mr. No, there's this Alaji, I can't remember his name now, and then I think it was the one that took over from Chief Adigbite back in days, and then to that, it didn't stay long. I think he died, if I'm not mistaken. And then to Mr. Tundelemo, and from Tundelemo to Alaji Adeleke, from Alaji Adeleke to Mr. Bisi Omoyeni, from Mr. Bisi Omoyeni, then there was this issue, one managing director came in, and then they didn't stay long until it got to the hands of Mr. Oluketuyi. Mr. Oluketuyi was actually the one. Along the line, Mr. Adebisi was actually part of the team that reshaping the current Wema Bank that we are seeing here. And you see, one funny thing about this is that in technology banking, Wema Bank has always led. But maybe they are quiet about it. But I can say now that all the years that Mr. Oluketuyi keeps saying that they are working hard, we have started seeing it now. So it suggests that the process of appointing the new managing director to take over then from Mr. Oluketuyi, which is Adebisi, was actually the right decision from the board. Now, Wema Bank, I hope this is sustained. It's long. Can you remember the last time they paid dividend?
I can't. It's not in my mind at all.
Maybe this year we are expecting to see good dividend from Wema Bank. Let's move ahead. From what I can see, Aruna, looking at this report, aside from GTCO and Union Bank, Nigerian banks are actually doing wonders. That's my opinion. What do you think?
I also will corroborate that. I think it was a good thing, especially when you are looking at the COVID year. It just shows that, another thing is for opportunity to be there. It's one thing for opportunity to be there, another thing for you to take it. I think they saw opportunity. After they are utilizing it, we are seeing it in their results, beginning from quarter 1 down to quarter 3.
But let's do another comparative analysis. Look at GTCO, for example. It is currently selling at 28 naira 65 kobo. Zenith is selling at 25 naira 25 kobo. But stretch it. And then we look at the turnover performance of these two institutions. GTCO actually had a decline of 3.7%. Zenith reported 1.91% growth in the third quarter turnover. All right. Looking at the figure, GTCO reported 318.5 billion, while Zenith reported 518.6 billion. Leave that. Come further. We come to the profit. GTCO reported a decline of 9.05. Zenith reported the marginal growth of 0.080. Right? But in profit after tax, GTCO reported 129.4 million. Zenith reported 160.59 billion. Coming to the earning per share. The earning per share of GTCO for the third quarter is 4 naira 40 kobo. Zenith is 5 naira 12 kobo. Come to the PE ratio. The PE ratio of GTCO is 6.52. That of Zenith is 4.94. Come to earnings yield. GTCO reported 15.35% earnings yield. Zenith 20.26% earnings yield. It is only in profit margin of 40.63% that GTCO seemed to have surpassed Zenith of 30.96%. Why is the market not compensating Zenith appropriately? Is the market unfair?
No, I think the market has begun to compensate. You know, at a particular point in time, there was a clear turnaround margin between Zenith and GTCO. Now, 25 to 28. So just 3 naira. I believe that over time, if this result continue at this level, it will come.
Even if this result does not continue at this level, at this immediate period, if the market does not compensate Zenith to the extent that it matches or it meets up with the price of Guarantee or GTCO and then surpasses it, then the market is not being fair.
Remember too that the market look at Zenith and GTCO as pair. As the price of Zenith is getting closer to that of GTCO, the GTCO will also be moving.
Why will it be moving when they are declaring losses?
Because, like I said, you know, the market have seen a clear turnaround difference between them. So you cannot just wait for Zenith to come and catch up with it and overtake it.
Because again, when you are talking about dividend possibility, Zenith stands to surpass.
Zenith dividend yield has always been better than that of GTCO.
All right. Well, that is what we can say here. If you are to advise investor, which of these two would you be saying?
I will recommend Zenith.
Zenith, because the result from Zenith is actually very good. The result from GTCO is not good at all. Maybe if Malam Kurufi were to be here, what he will be telling us is that, you know, one managing director just moved, and then this one, they are spending a lot of money. I've not seen the books well and all those, because again, their result for the second quarter was not also fantastic, yeah. And we hope to see this maybe until the audit report, maybe first quarter 2022, they will now begin to compete well enough. But from what I can see here, also going by PE ratio, ASEC seems to be the cheapest stocks among its peers, because Access has 2.77 PE ratio. The next one is actually UBA, 2.81 PE ratio, suggesting that there is this hidden value in Access that the market is yet to unravel, to see or compensate. How long? I put the question again to you. Will it take the market to begin to see this and compensate Access and put it where it actually
It will not pass this quarter four. Like I said, this is the quarter three we are looking at. By the time the market begins to factor this into its price, we won't see it where we are seeing it now.
Okay, now UBA is not also bad. Okay, fantastic result at 8 naira 60 kobo, 7.83% growth in the top line, 35.561% growth in the earnings and that of the profit after tax, P ratio of 2.81 as I just said, earnings yield of 35.56. It is only Access that surpassed UBA in earnings yield. Others actually queued behind UBA in earnings yield. Okay, and then in profit margin, UBA now surpassed Access 21.38% and Access 17.58%. Let me put one tricky question to you. If you had to choose Access and UBA as per, which of them?
I will go for Access. And why will I go for Access? The market also is even looking at what will be the dividend at the end of the year. We can see that Access have told us in their Q2 that they have the capacity of increasing the dividend they are given by moving from 25 kobo to 30 kobo. So moving from 25 kobo to 30 kobo means that they have entered the big league. The next thing we are going to see now is maybe above 1 naira.
All right, let me put it this way. We go to the next one, which is manufacturers. We might not be able to complete it today, but where we stop today, by the grace of God, we continue next week. The slides are there, but I've just been informed now that time has gone. But what you could do so as to extend our time is to use just only one advert so that we can still have another 2 minutes. Just use only Access so that we can create some time to do this. Looking at the manufacturers, facing, looking at this result, have you seen this kind of result before in the market where a company will grow top line 59.39%, bottom line 138.09%, and then earning per share from 47 kobo to 1 naira 11 kobo. PE ratio 5.52. Earnings yield. Have you seen it before, particularly in this industry?
I think what will happen on Monday, PC will be the bride that most people will be looking for. I don't think
I've been talking. Am I not a prophet now? I've been talking about what. See, what do you need that I say that I have not said about fixing? Must you wait until we begin to see result? I'm the oracle. I see beyond the norm. I've told you this about fixing. Now is becoming the reality. If the price of fixing doesn't grow by at least 50% before they release their audited report, I will know the market is not fair arena.
I think from this, the market will definitely look at the direction, but growing by 50% is not market discretion.
All right. Now, cement manufacturers have the highest profit margin, no doubt. All right, but don't you think that they should have done better than this? Because if you look at Bua, you look at what we wrote as this cement is Dangote as cement, and you look at Lafarge, shouldn't they have done better than this?
But this is exactly what we have seen. They should have done better than this, but this is the reality.
Is the price of Nestle justified?
At 1,400.
Place the chart, the data on the screen permanently so that that they can analyze on their own.
We have said this before that because of the shareholding structure of Nestle, you really cannot take it up or bring it down as you like. Yes, the price you may say may not be justified, but look at the dividend they have paid over time. I think it has done so. It has. I believe those people that took position in Nestle at 16 naira, at 200 naira, 300 naira.
That time.
Yes, they are still in position.
Okay, when leave Nestle, Dangote Sugar didn't do well.
Yes.
Any information?
You can see that they drop in their top line, and finance costs grow astronomically from 1.9 billion to 6.99 billion. That is 223%. So that was what actually wiped up their top line and make them.
What do you have to say about May and Baker? Their result is very fantastic. The PE ratio of May and Baker is just 8.52.
You know, May and Baker and Fisi are almost working. They are paired. They are working hand in hand. I believe that what is happening, what will happen in fixing from Monday, we actually will touch that of
highly priced stocks with high PE ratio, are they viable as fresh investment?
Yeah, they are, but you know why they have PE ratio? Because of the price. Like I said before, the equation of PE ratio means price all over earnings, which means that the earnings that they are churning out is not that commensurable with the price. So that is why the PE ratio will be high. I believe it's viable, especially those that want to wait for dividend. That if you take position in Nestle, not just because of capital appreciation, because after 1,400, where do you think Nestle will go to? But you'll be collecting your interim dividend and final dividends.
Okay, we go to the last we will be able to do today. This one is just what I would call mixed bag. They include insurance, equities, and others. Okay, but in this one, Transcorp seems to be the star here at a price of about 1 naira 7 kobo, 57.39 growth in the top line, 671.24% growth in the profit after tax, earning per share from 44 kobo to 33 kobo for the third quarter, bringing the third quarter PE ratio to 3.23, and then earnings yield 30.96. Though the profit margin could improve, it's 15.74%. Aruna, do you have this equity in your portfolio?
I actually wanted to take position in when the result came, but the sell pressure was what frustrated that move. I remember that Transcorp would have opened the market at 1 naira 12 kobo that day, but the sell pressure was so much that they only opened at 106, and it has not gotten between 106 and 109.
Now, when you see that kind of price movement, that there is improved earning, and the price seemingly is not adjusting to it, what do you think investors should do?
They still buy, because I believe that sell pressure is not going to last. By the time people that are eager to sell have sold, it will,
why should they be eager to sell when in the face of this kind of result? Do they think that this result is not sustainable?
Let me tell you, though we saw a tremendous inflow of fund in the market last week, but you should also understand that it's a circular flow. If you come in the same morning that you want to move from Transcorp to Guinness, to go and take position from Transcorp to ICO because of the 12 or 9 bonus.
But let me tell you, if your fund should move, Transcorp is one of those equities that your funds should actually move to. Let's talk about NGX. Even if I have 1 more minute, they said I have to go. I will talk about this NGX. All right? What will you say briefly before we round off?
NGX is just transmitted from
they have been operating before.
Non-profit organization. They've been doing the income and expenditure. Now they are not the proper profit and loss. And with this demutualization.
You are a broker. You will not say their performance
because of this demutualization, a lot of funds have to go into it. It was not just that you just woke up and say you want to demutualize. There are a lot of processes, and they will have spent money.
We will talk more on that subsequently. This last one, Presco has superior result than Okomu. Why is Okomu price higher?
Dividend payout. Like if you look, do you have like 1 minute? If you look at the Okomu quarter 4 was 8 naira 26 kobo. They pay 7 naira. Now quarter 3 is 12 naira. So we are looking at 10 naira. By the time they do 15, we'll be looking at 12 naira. Why would the price not move?
I think it's been a fantastic presentation. You don't get it better than this. If we have 3 more hours, we'll have more time to do this that we are doing. I want to say a very big thank you to you for being there. And then stay tuned on Metro FM 97.7 Monday to Friday from 8:45 in the morning to 9 in the morning. And log on to our website they said no www anymore, stocksng.com, stocksng.com. All right, don't forget, look for Abid Shelder on Facebook and then join the association. Management of Lagos Television, thank you to you. Staffers of Lagos Television, thank you to you. Aruna, thank you for coming. My team, you are the best. Until next time, when we shall be coming your way again, I remain yours sincerely. Wealth creation is accumulation and preservation. God bless you. Enjoy your week. Happy New Year. Happy New Month to you also.
This is the future. This is the time to do more. Give more. help more. Be more. A future where more compassion and more empathy will make us more human. A future where more technologies and more digital platforms will help bring more people to safety and prosperity. Welcome to the future. Here, you can be more with us. Access more.